Hey guys, Jimmy, and today we're doing another tier list video. A lot of people actually wanted me to do a second part, or like an updated version of the last tier list video I did. I don't exactly remember what I called it, but it was also for PvP, and people wanted me to do another one since also we have the Route 6 now, and I'll probably do another one when totems come out. But before we actually jump into it, I'm going to mention this is mostly my opinion, because obviously like stuff like Wiki and Florent I still haven't used. I'm mostly waiting for totems to come out to really use them. So there's that. Plus, if I don't see a lot of them, then I'm probably not really going to mark them up like really high. If I don't see a lot of them, I'm going to assume, oh, they must not really be that good unless I know that they have like a specific niche. So just wanted to quickly say beforehand, this is my own opinion. I will leave the tier list in the description if you want to go give me your opinion. On Twitter, I'll post a link for this video. Just go like reply to that tweet with screenshots of what you think is actually, or your own opinions for what is the best PvP Loomian. So starting off then, I guess we're going to go for the starters first. So I'm not exactly too sure how far this is going to be zoomed in. I think this should be fine. I'm hoping it's fine. I'm hoping everything's seeable. So I think straight away we're just going to put Zulong on. Obviously for Zulong, having Chili Chomp, kind of really good, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, just getting Chili Chomp means they can now take out Gastric and Florum, which, yeah, but at least we have Alguana now, right, to take it down. So, also, especially with the secret ability as well. Now, actually, I think the last video we didn't even cover, like, the secret abilities. Now that secret abilities are a lot easier to get, also really, really good. Another one that I'm actually going to put up here straight away, before I get into the rest of the starters, is Trumbull. If I had a tier above this, I would definitely be putting Trumbull up here. Right now, it is really, 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 really strong. And when I mean that, I really mean strong. I have some plans to maybe like give it a nerf. If you have any suggestions, also let me know in the comments down below. And if there's a really good suggestion on how I could potentially nerf it, then feel free. I'm not really too sure if I want to change its stats. I think it's not really the stats, so I could tweak the stats a little bit. I think it's mostly Battle Horn that also increases its stats and then gets rid of any potential poison, burns, or status on it. Also, if it's burnt, it's shut down, but since also Battle Horn gets rid of it, there's not really a great way to shut it down super quickly. So right now it's like stupidly good. Like I said, if there was a tier higher, this thing would definitely be on here. Same with Moochun. If I could put Moochun before nerf, I would definitely say it's above this one as well. It would be on the same level as Trumbull, but because of the nerf, I don't exactly know if Moochun is S plus tier anymore. I would probably put it down in S tier. I'm not really too sure. Like, the nerf it wasn't like a super big nerf. It can still like do a lot of damage to most of the Loomians. It just doesn't two-shot everything now in the game. So I don't, but still being able to like two-shot a lot of things in the game. I still would say like S plus tier, but I'm just going to put it down in S tier, but like really high up in S tier. I'm not really too sure if I would put it up in S plus, to be honest. Same with like Zulong, honestly. I could probably move Zulong down a little bit. Because I got Chili Chomp, I kind of feel obligated. Plus I use Zulong a lot, so also there might be a little bit of what would you call that? What would you call that? A little bit of like, I use it, so I like feel obligated to put it higher. I don't know what you call that. I like woke up like half an hour ago. Another one that I'm actually gonna put up there. Actually, let's do the starters. Okay, let's do the starters first. So then for the next one, where is Serenite? I would still say Serenite is S tier, and same with Tatab. They're just really scary. Tatab, I could potentially like put it even further down. Actually, I don't even know if I put these up this high. But obviously, Serenite is one of the few Loomians that can actually like somewhat tank the cows, but I can't really do too much to the Trumbull, so it's like still scary. And then Tatab is just a force to be reckoned with. So for just that, I'd probably still put those in S tier, maybe like high A plus, but I'm gonna leave those there. And another one actually that I'm gonna put up there is actually gonna be Eclipse. Normal Eclipse is probably like down here somewhere, like maybe like B plus. Like I would probably put it the highest. The secret ability low is what most people are going to use. I would probably say that's S or S plus. Honestly, I feel like it could do an S plus because there's a lot of light and dark type moves in the game that a lot of things get. So to Eclipse, I could honestly put S plus, but I'm going to put in like top of S, because again, I don't really know. I have one, but it's nimble. You mostly want to go with smart. You don't really need that much speed invested onto it, then. Next up, Plen, I guess we'll actually try and finish the starters now. Okay, what little starters do we even have? Vesperatu. I actually really think Vesperatu is really good now. With Slap Down, Phantom Slash, it has some really good moves. The moveset that I use is Phantom Slash, Slap Down, Sharpen, and then I just finish it off with just Revival, just all this like an heal and set up a lot easier. I'm not really too sure where to put it low. I feel like it's really good now. I mean, it's really good. I mean, even you don't even need Phantom Slash. You could also just run Shadow Sneak for priority. But because there's the secret ability to Eclipse, and a lot of people actually use this one, you kind of need to run... It's kind of difficult to run Vesperatu unless you're in like an air move on it, which I wouldn't really suggest it, but some people do run it, which I guess is fine. So, because the secret ability is Eclipse, I don't really know how high to put Vesperatu, so for now I'll just put it in like A tier. I think it's like really good. I've used it quite a bit, but every time that there's a secret ability to Eclipse, it's just shut down. They can't hit it with dark type moves because also you're going to boost its speed, and then it's a light type, so it resists, or it's immune even to spirit, so it's kind of difficult for Vesperatu. Otherwise, if Eclipse isn't only a team, Vesperatu is like just really good, but it's just like it gets completely shut down from it. Other than that, I'd probably say Vesperatu is really good now. Next up, I guess we'll talk about which ones haven't I done? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing 3. Where's the other one? There's Valkyrie, there's Himber, there's Luminami. Okay then, Valkyrie, I would also put really high. It is one of the like best counters to secret abilities Eclipse, and it can somewhat take a hit because also it's a metal typing, but I wouldn't say it's super good at like taking. It can take hits now probably from Muchum a lot better, but probably not from Trumbull, since it also has Mega Chomp, which also is pretty threatening for it. But I feel like Valkyrie I would still put pretty high up now. Same with Himber as well. I don't know if Himber would be even higher than these two. I feel like I'm going to put Himber below, even though it gets Earthquake now, which is also really good. I'm not really too sure how high I would put it. I haven't really used it too much, so I would probably put it around here-ish, which might be a little bit too low. I can definitely see. Honestly, I feel like it could be on like the same playing field as these guys, but I'm just going to put it a little bit lower just because I don't really know. Like I said, this is my own opinion. If you have your own opinion, then let me know, obviously. Luminami, also, Luminami is a weird one. It's got a secret ability, but people are like saying that because it hasn't got support moves, it can't really like function too well with its secret ability. It can function well, but obviously right now, it's just mostly trying to look for damage or just stalling with soft water. It actually hasn't got anything like most people go to like poison. It needs like some support moves to actually utilize soft water and its secret ability really, really well. But also we did give it peace of mind, so I would probably put it on the same playing field as like Himber, to be honest. I think I'd probably put it there. So also, people are thinking that this was going to be like the best Loomian in the game once it was a lot easier to get the secret ability. But I think it doesn't really do that much right now. It does have peace of mind, so if I were to have a secret ability, I would probably just run the like a peace of mind free attack moves. So I'd probably run peace of mind, maroon, gamma pulse or flash pulse, and then probably sleet shot, and then I'd just probably slap a health amulet on it, and then just run 200 health, 200 range attack, and then 100 melee attack. So that's probably how I would run it. I'm not really too sure though if that's actually like a good set or not. Again, I haven't really used Luminami in a long time. Okay, so I think that's all the starters then out of the way. I think next up we'll do the legendaries, so I guess let's quickly pull these up. Where's Dusket? Dusket, where are you? Okay, Dusket. So before this update, I would probably still say that Ikazune is still better than Dusket, but now I would probably say that Ikazune, where would I put Ikazune? Like, Ikazune is still good for Seer Knight. It was really good to like take down Seer Knight, which also Seer Knight was one of the biggest threats in the game, and also be able to resist both of its stabs, and the only thing that could really hit it with was Hop Kick, which not too many people run. But now since it gets slapped down, it's like a different story. Like, it kind of actually has to worry. I wouldn't really put Ikazune too high up. I don't think it's like gonna compete with these too much, to be honest. So I would probably put it like maybe B. That might be a bit too harsh though, but I would probably put it like B or B plus. Actually, maybe I am being a bit too harsh with Himber. Maybe Himber wants to go up a little bit, but for now I'll leave it there. So I'll put Ikazune in like B plus, but I feel like it could be lower than that. If it does get low, I would probably say like it's down here at some point, just for the fact that it hasn't got a sleep move yet, but because it did get Dark Surge, which now actually allows it to hit light types rather than your spirit type moves being completely immune and you're only having Brainwash, which doesn't do a lot. Now being able to hit Dark type moves, I would probably put it a little bit above it, which kind of makes me want to put Ikazune down. It does get energized now, which is good, I guess, but I still don't think it's like super good, unless you have like the secret ability one maybe, but also that's super rare. Same with like Duskit Low, to be honest, but you can't really utilize Duskit's ability right now, the secret ability, like super good right now. At least I don't think you can. Anyway, next up Len, so that's where I'm going to probably put these two. I don't really want to put Duskit higher. Honestly, I feel like I could have put Duskit a little bit too high, but actually, I feel like it would probably be like something like this, but since we got, I'm going to put it like that for now, okay. Okay, then next up, let's actually talk about the Brats. Because also we talked about Eclipse being really, really good, and they're just a lot better than these two. For Luxor, I would still put it like pretty high up, like maybe like A-, maybe B+, but I'd probably put it like around here. For Umbret low, Umbret's like kind of just not really usable anymore. You can still use it, but it's not really that good, to be honest, anymore. It's just kind of like fallen off, to be honest. Actually, I feel like I did put Ikazune a bit too high. Maybe. I'll probably put them down here, and maybe like shift these down a little bit. I feel like that might be fine. Again, I have no idea. I have no idea exactly where I would put these, but I think that's fine. Ikazune is, I feel like Umbret's not as good as Ikazune, so maybe like that, okay. Maybe like that. Okay, but yeah, I mean, Umbret just doesn't really have like a good use right now, to be honest. The light type is just still better than the dark type, obviously, and Eclipse just completely outclasses both of them, to be honest, so for that sense, also I'd put Eclipse pretty high. Once Eclipse actually gets light and dark moves, it'll be a lot better. Also, if you're in the secret ability, you only have Raging Cowl, which is a typeless move, and its signature move, which is a light and dark type, which only hits ancient type, super effective, and then bugs resist it. So yeah, I mean, once it gets light and dark moves, I think it'll be really, really good. Honestly, I could probably for now, I feel like it could be A+, not S tier, but but I guess also that's just because it doesn't have any light and dark moves. But for now, I'll just leave it here for now. Okay, then next up, Sorchi, actually. Talk about Sorchi. Sorchi, I think, is actually really, really good now. I would probably put it like somewhere up here. Probably like B+, to be honest, or like A-. It's difficult to use, but it can deal a lot of damage now, since also Foul Chant got like a slight buff, and then also they got an item, a signature item, so now it increases damage or its range attack by 50%, which is pretty nice, and it's like pretty quick, so Torch is like somewhere really high up, but it's got a lot to watch out for, though. Still, like everything that's quicker in it, it can't really take a hit too well, so there's like some things that also can take it down. Let's talk about Gobodemic next. I still think Gobodemic is really good, but I just don't think, again, it's like same situation like a little bit as Eclipse, I guess. It just doesn't really have much going for it. Yet it's the quickest thing in the game, but that's basically it. It doesn't really do a lot of damage unless the opponent is poisoned, and even then it's kind of still wishing it could do more damage, even with a poison essence, so I'll probably put it in like A- tier. I want to put it higher, but it just doesn't really do too much, to be honest. It's just like the quickest revenge killer, but it just doesn't really do that role too great unless the opponent is super weak. Otherwise, there's a chance it could still live. Next up plan, let's go Elguana. I think Elguana is like super good. I want to put it A+, to be honest, or like AA. I'm probably gonna put it, I use Elguana a lot, to be honest, and I mean a lot. it is the quickest tank in the game. Like, no other tank is going to outspeed it. Serenite struggles to outspeed it unless you want to go completely max in speed, which you're probably not going to do. So I'm probably going to put it really high, to be honest. Elguana is really good. At least I think it is. So I think I'll put it there. Also, it's like right now the only counter to Zulong, other than I guess Himber, which Himber can actually deal with it a little bit easier now, since it only has Earthquake. It doesn't have to run Yezra, so I'd probably put Elguana really high. And that's what actually makes me want to put Himber a little bit higher. Himber's really good now. I feel like Luminami is good, but I feel like there's a lot more potential for it. Next up, actually, let's think about this. Let's talk about, which one do I talk about? I guess the tanks. Let's bring out Gastroke, Florant. Yeah, I'll talk about these two next. So for Gastroke, be countering Zulong was really good, but now since also you can't really do that too much, I feel like it just doesn't really offer that much. So I feel like A- is fine for it. It can probably go 1-to-1 with Eclipse, maybe like Muchun. So I mean, hey, it's good against Muchun, I guess, but I feel like it doesn't really offer that much, to be honest. I mean, it's going to be really good against Elguana if you want to like 1v1 against that. So maybe, but I feel like it's not really that good. For Florence, people keep saying that Florence is like good, but because it can't really deal with Zulong anymore, which it was one of the only things that could deal with Zulong, I know it's 4 times weak to Chilichomp. I feel like Florence like kind of fallen off quite a lot, so I kind of want to put it down here, to be honest. But again, I feel like I'm being a bit too generous with some of these and a little bit too harsh with some of these. So like I said, it's just my opinion though. Krakaloa, I think actually I'll do next. I haven't used a Krakaloa, and I haven't seen a Krakaloa, so that also wants me to put it like down here. But because of the stat rework, I kind of think it's fairly decent. Like it can take a couple of hits now, so I want to put it above Florant. I feel like it can offer more than what Florant could do. So for that reason, I want to put it like a little bit higher, but I still don't really think it offers too much for it. Again, I feel like these two I could probably like drag down quite a bit, to be honest, which I probably could, but I'll leave them for here for now. Kaelin. Actually, there's another tank. Ventation. I don't think Ventation really does anything, to be honest. Most people still want to use Luminami over Ventation. The only thing that Ventation does is just try and burn something, which would be really, really, really good for Trumbull if it just didn't get rid of the burn. So that could be really good, but obviously it just gets rid of the burn, so I feel like Ventation is kind of just like lackluster right now, so I'd probably put it fairly low as well. Actually, I just realized I'm going to move these down a little bit. Yeah. The reason why is because I don't think these two are like on the same playing field as Ikazune. Ikazune probably offers a little bit more than these, so I think I actually should move those down a little bit. Next up, playing Obsidian. I still think Obsidian is really good. I want to probably put like pretty high up, like probably about here-ish. Maybe A+, but I think A is fine for it. Now that I guess Earthquake and Mega Chomp, it can deal with plant types, so now it can actually deal really, really well with Tatab. It could previously already deal pretty well with Tatab, but it could just set up on its face ball, so it had to beat Slumber quite a lot. But now it gets Mega Chomp, deals pretty well with it, but mostly Earthquake for the steel types, obviously. Now it can like probably one-shot Serenite if it gets like a Sharpen off. I don't know if it one-shots it with any investments, but you probably need at least like one Sharpen, I would assume. And also Valkyrie. Valkyrie can't exactly swap into Obsidian without getting a hit really hard. Then other than that, like you got mostly Earthquake for the steel types or the metal types, and then also Megatron for the light types, so also they can hit some things really hard. Got to watch out low for Elguanas, because that's going to also outspeed it. Same for like Eclipse. Eclipse can also deal with it pretty well, but I feel like Obsidian is still really good. Avatros, getting Thunder Crush is good. It can actually now like hit, I guess, Valkyrie and Serenite, but I don't really think it's like super good. I'd probably put like A- maybe. Maybe A. They can still get rid of Barbs, but I feel like A is probably like a fine place to put it, so I would probably put it up there. Again, I don't actually know. I want to put Dusky a little bit higher, to be honest. I feel like Dusky's got a little bit more to offer. And then these two. Yeah, I think I will. I'll put Dusket a little bit higher now. Next up then, let's think about this. Isogirl, I think honestly is one of the weakest Loomians in the game right now. I don't know why there's a white dot on there, but Isogirl I'm going to put really low. Honestly, probably the lowest right now. I would probably put Cinemoth down there as well. I'll put Cinemoth in C. The reason why, it doesn't really do much. It's just a weaker Himber, really. But instead of having a good Earth typing, it has a bad Spirit typing. Spirit also is known for being one of the worst types in this game. And it doesn't really do much. Yeah, it's got like stat. It's got like its signature stat drain move, but that one doesn't really offer too much for it right now. Especially when it can't really do too much tanking. It's pretty difficult to use at the very least. Other than that, I would say that Cinemoth is probably like a little bit better than that. You can like go around sporing things or snarl sporing things, so I mean that's somewhat good. Again, I'd probably put like down here now. I feel like Umbra could honestly be up here, so I'm just gonna move Umbra up because Cinemoth I think is just the weakest thing in the game right now, other than Isogirl. What else do we have? Let's talk about Borok, actually. I think Borok is really, really, really good. It is super threatening for a lot of things, especially if it gets a boast boost. Tatab struggles with it, because it one-shots it with Mega Chomp in a lot of situations. It can deal with Serenite, Zulong. I run a speeder set. You probably don't even need it to be completely in speed. You could run a bit of bulk on it, a lot more bulk than I run on it at least. And then I just slap a shield on it to deal with Zulong even better than it already did, so great. I don't know if it can swap into Zulong. It doesn't really want to swap in too much, but if it can get its boast boost, I mean, there's a lot of stuff it can beat. Zulong, Serenite, Tatab. It could probably do a lot of damage to Clips if, under the right circumstances. Same for like these two, I guess. It can deal like, it can chip away at them. Elguana it can beat. Valkyrie it can beat. Vesperato's got to watch for a slap down, but it can do a lot of damage. Obsidian kinda doesn't really struggle with it too much, but it can, again, under like situations. If it's resilience, Obsidian will beat Borok in my opinion. But if it's a normal sharpen, it could go either way, to be honest. If the Obsidian player knows when to be Slumber and when to like sharpen against it, it will probably work, and Obsidian will probably beat it. But otherwise, I feel like Borok can like do a lot of damage at the very least. I mean, it just deals with a lot in the meta game right now, so I feel like Borok is really good. Next up, let's go for Terrafly. I think Terrafly is still really good. I'm probably going to put it really high up, just for the fact that I don't know if that's too low, honestly, for it. The reason why is because it can deal with Eclipse. It's going to eat a hit, which is a little unfortunate, but still having one of the best moves in the game, Barbs, I still think is really good. Although also a lot of people still like to run stuff like to get rid of them. Same with like Swalder. A lot of people don't use Swalder. I mean, I think it's actually really good, but I don't think it's as good as Terrafly. It has a small niche to like beat stuff like a lot of the starters. Like it can either do a lot of damage to the starters or it can beat a lot of the starters. But I don't think it's as good as Terrafly. If anything, I'd put it like maybe here. So that's where I'm gonna put it. I think that's where I would be comfortable with it. Again, for Florant, I might be a bit too harsh with it, but I've never really like seen one for a long time, mostly because of Chili Chomp. So I feel like that's like fine for it to be down here, maybe like B-. Chartika, I would probably put... Where would I actually put Chartika? Actually, Chartika, speaking about it, it will get like a stat change at some point. Either to make it hit a little bit harder or to be a little bit more tankier, which I think I'm going to go for like the defensive route. It already can hit pretty hard, so I feel like I'd probably want to go for a more defensive route. I'd probably put Chartika like down here somewhere. It can still like do a lot of work against some things, but it just kind of struggles right now, I feel like. So I'll probably put it on the same level as like maybe Ikazune, maybe even below Ikazune to be honest, but I'll put it here for now. Urusol, again, not really that good. I'd probably put it again around here. I feel like I've messed this up somehow. Why do I have Luxor up here? I feel like Luxor should be like down a little bit more, honestly, but I don't know, maybe Ikazune needs a boost. It's like B+, but I don't really see Ikazune doing too much in this specific metagame, to be honest. I just don't really see it doing too much. Beforehand, it would be really good. I feel like having something to be able to kill Serenite is really good because Serenite's still really scary. But I think Dusk is probably better than it now because it actually can deal with light types. And Ikazune can't really deal with Serenite too well anymore, to be honest. Unless he predicts it to not slap down, then sure, but otherwise it's going to eat a slap down in a lot of situations. Charticolo I think is pretty good. Actually, I can't really see it doing too much, but I can see Chartika doing better than these, so I'm gonna put it in B for now. Revenine, I'd probably say like the same situation as this, but because it gets Fire Breath now, I think it's a little bit better. So I'd probably like put this a little bit above these, to be honest. Actually, I could probably just do this. Like Luxor's probably like bottom of the B+, and I'd probably like do something like this maybe. I think Ursol's pretty good. Revenine I think is better though because it actually has Fire Breath now, which is scary for like quite a few things. But obviously it is one of the slowest spirit types in the game. Obviously you've got your Vesperatu, which is quicker than you just by a little bit. Dusk is very quicker. You're quicker than Urosol, but Urosol runs a lot of priority moves, which can also hit really hard. So it's kind of difficult to really use it, to be honest. Sedimars, I think I'll talk about next. It's still good. I just think Borok now outclasses it. Just because obviously Borok gets Earthquake, Mega Chomp, and Raging Tackle, all of the moves that Sedimars has, and it has Quick Pounce. Sedimars is still good, but you need to sharpen to actually like make sure you can use its ability right, which is Hasty. Also lowers your accuracy, but increases your attack power. So you need to actually sharpen before you actually start hitting things. Whereas Borok is just like an immediate threat. You don't need to set up on it at all. It will already like do a lot of work. So for that reason, I'm going to put Sedimars fairly lower down on the list. I'd probably put like down here, to be honest, like maybe like above these. Again, I can't really see Krakalo. I don't really see Krakalo being used too much, but I've heard that people say it's really good well, not really good, but I hear people say like it's usable. So maybe, but honestly, it probably should be lower. It probably should be lower. Like if I had to quickly change it, I would probably put these down here a little bit. I'd probably like do this if I'm gonna change it, if anything. I feel like that's probably a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's probably a little bit better. This again, Cinemoth has like a small niche for, like put things to sleep and like for all the poison or the, what do you call them? The spawn moves, but I don't think it's really that good, to be honest. I feel like I'd probably still put it down here. This is a long video, damn. Wiki, okay, really quickly. I would put, again, it doesn't really do much. I feel like it does. I feel like Chartika does more than it, so I'd probably put it fairly low. Volcaloa, I would put around here-ish. Let me think about this. I mean, you can Power Focus. It has what? Primal Slash, Blaze Chomp, and I think that's actually it. I don't actually remember where it gets from rally moves, so I'm gonna put it in. I think I'm gonna put it in the very low in A-, honestly. I think that's fine. Eruptodon, I think is still really good. I'm gonna put it like fairly high up, although I think it's just pretty difficult to use. I don't really see too many of them, and I don't personally use it. But since it gets Earthquake as well now, at least I think it does, unless I'm confusing it with something else. I don't know, it doesn't Volcalo get Earthquake now as well? I'm pretty sure the Volcalo gets Earthquake now as well. I think both of these get Earthquake now. So I think that's fine. Ragoon, Secret Ability Ragoon, I would probably still put like fairly high up. But I don't think, I'd probably put like low A- as well. So, but then again, oh, that's what it is. I might be a little bit biased towards Zulong. I completely forgot what that word was. I might be a little bit biased towards Zulong just for the fact that I use it in almost all my teams, so it might be why. Same for like a couple of these. If I use them a lot, I'm going to be a little bit biased towards them, but like I said, this is my opinion. I like Ragoon a lot. I don't think it's really good. Also, Vesperatu has a better slap down, it hits harder, so for that situation, I'd probably put Vesperatu higher. But I think this is what I would do, honestly. I think this is fine, and what I would do, again, I'm sorry this video is really long. It's because also we've got more Loomians than the last one, so it's going to be a little bit longer. So, yeah, but I think that is where I would put everything right now. Again, if I looked really like for another like 10 minutes, I could probably like tweak it a little bit and like make it something that I would prefer more. But I think for now, just like a quick like put together, I think that this is like a pretty like solid thing of where I personally would put things for the meta game right now. Like I said, when totems come out, I can see a lot of this like chart actually changing. A good example is actually like having a Ruptidon boost up a little bit. The legendaries are going to go down a little bit more since also they're not going to get access to the totem stat boosts. I can see Revenant actually being really good now with a very nimble to speed a lot of things. There's like a lot of different things that could actually happen with those totems, so I guess we'll have to see. But I think for now, that's where I'm going to leave everything. Like I said, if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. I did say at the very beginning as well, I'm going to post on Twitter a link to this video. If you have any opinions also, in this video description, there'll be a link to this actual tier list maker, whatever it's called, tier maker. Also, take a screenshot of go onto the site, make your own tier list if you don't agree with mine. Or if you want to show me your own opinions, take a screenshot of it when you're done and then send it to me on that Twitter tweet that I'm going to do also. So I think that's what I would probably do. Again, a lot of these Loomians I haven't really used too much. I've used Revenant and Ursul a little bit, which is why I might have put them a little bit too high. Chautika, I feel like it has a lot of potential. It can hit things pretty hard, but so can Ikazune. But Ikazune doesn't really do that much anymore, in my opinion, so that's why I'd probably put them on the same level. They both kind of like do the same thing. Chautika is a little bit slower than Ikazune. Ikazune has electric fire, whereas also this one has plant fire, which I don't know which one you would want over the other, but I think like they both could be like useful in different situations, so I'd probably do that. Again, Chautika is going to get like a little bit of like, I guess, a buff or a stat change, which would make it a little bit better, so I'd probably say it's up here for now. Other than that though, I think that's probably where I would probably put it, to be honest, for everything, so there's that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.